Have you ever wondered if living to 100 or simply maintaining a healthier, more vibrant life really depends on luck or genetics? Today I want to show you that true vitality often lies in a handful of small daily changes that nourish both body and mind. On the surface, these habits might look insignificant, but once you embrace them, you may be amazed by their powerful effects. Each morning is a chance to shape your day, and each day, in turn, shapes your entire life. Even minimal efforts, if done consistently, can bring remarkable benefits, while neglecting them can slowly undermine your well-being over time. If you dream of living longer and living well, pay close attention to the stories and ideas I'll share. They might inspire you to introduce tiny rituals into your everyday routine. Rituals that free up your energy, calm your mind, and uplift your spirit. Right now, please do one simple thing. In the comments below, type, "I welcome a life of lasting energy." By writing this, you're showing your openness to making small but transformative changes. And if you find these ideas inspiring, don't forget to subscribe to this channel and hit the like button. It helps more people discover practical ways to enjoy a healthier, happier life. From here on, I'll share stories, personal reflections, and practical suggestions for simple daily actions that, while easy to dismiss, can have a profound impact when practiced regularly. Think of them as building blocks for a balanced lifestyle, especially valuable if you're over 60, but beneficial for anyone at any stage of life. Have you ever noticed how time seems to pick up speed as the years pass? For many, this sense of acceleration becomes most pronounced after 60, when the body and mind begin sending signals that we should slow down or rethink our usual habits. Yet it's comforting to learn that we can still maintain, if not enhance, our vitality by weaving in a few gentle, consistent rituals. Some are so simple that you might question their effectiveness. However, as you'll see from the following stories and insights, even the humblest acts can accumulate into something life-changing over the months and years. Many of these daily practices also draw from time-tested cultural perspectives. In various regions of the world, people have long relied on small, mindful behaviors, like foot baths at dawn or quiet moments by a river, to cultivate a sense of inner peace and outward wellness. Modern science, too, has started to recognize the value of these subtle approaches to health. While they may not replace professional medical care, they often work as excellent complements to any plan for well-being. Let's begin with a tale set in a coastal town where a certain Dr. Park lived and worked. From afar, he appeared much like any other friendly local physician, his height modest, and his face often lit up by a soft smile. His posture, slightly curved with age, hinted at a long life of service. But those who got to know him discovered a remarkable energy hidden beneath that gentle exterior. Even after his 91st birthday, Dr. Park began each day with a brisk walk to the clinic, followed by lively sessions teaching younger medical practitioners. His schedule seemed more active than that of people half his age. The key to his resilience lay in an unusual morning routine, filling a copper bowl with hot water, adding a few drops of rosemary oil, and gently immersing his feet. In Dr. Park's words, "It's not just for my feet, it's for my entire being." Closing his eyes, he often envisioned himself like a deep-rooted tree, stable and calm. Patients who heard about this ritual sometimes scoffed. But, as Dr. Park would explain, feet are closely linked to every system in the body, and by caring for them daily, one can maintain overall health. He'd share simple foot massage techniques, pointing out spots that corresponded to different organs. Initially skeptical, many patients returned weeks later, marveling at improved sleep, reduced aches, or newfound mental clarity. To Dr. Park, strong feet meant a resilient life force. He suggested that if we only pay attention to these small areas like arches and toes, we might also create a healthier mindset, one grounded, balanced, and ready to support us through the day's demands. Age might bring aches, but consistent foot care can counteract much of that weariness. On the opposite side of the world, in a secluded village perched above a gleaming sea, there lived a fisherman named Matteo. Renowned for his vitality, Matteo was well into his 100s, yet showed a zest for life that people half his age struggled to match. Daily at the break of dawn, he'd step outside, fill a bucket with cold seawater, hoist it overhead, and drench himself. Anyone witnessing this splashy spectacle saw Matteo laugh like a carefree child, water dripping onto the worn wooden steps beneath his feet. "Why endure such a freezing wake-up call?" He answered simply, "The cold makes me feel alive." As a younger man, Matteo had returned from a storm-tossed fishing expedition exhausted and on the verge of fever. A seasoned local fisherman told him that splashing cold water first thing in the morning would strengthen his immune system and reinvigorate his spirits. Initially uncertain, Matteo tried it. To his surprise, he not only felt physically sturdier, but also more emotionally grounded. Over decades, this early dousing became his personal ritual. No matter how challenging the day ahead, that bracing encounter with salt water reminded him to appreciate each new sunrise. "Water can cleanse more than the body," Matteo insisted. "It refreshes the soul." This simple act of pouring cold water was for him a testament to how small daily habits can be the linchpin of well-being, even for those well past their 100th birthday. These examples might appear old-fashioned, but the underlying theme is universal. Modest daily actions can help maintain or even rejuvenate your energy levels. Though I never met Dr. Park or Matteo personally, their experiences echo something from my own childhood. A lesson I learned in a remote mountain village, surrounded by towering peaks and the constant hum of a nearby stream. My mornings started early, fetching cold water from the icy creek, stoking our wood stove, and helping my mother warm a pot of lentil soup for breakfast. Often I'd complain about how freezing my hands got in that water. Each scoop felt like little knives against my skin. But my father, noticing my discomfort one day, placed his hands on my shoulders and led me back to the stream. "Feel the chill," he said as I trembled. "That sensation tells you you're fully awake." Over time, I went from dreading the cold creek to depending on it. My father convinced me that each morning's chill would sharpen my mind and gently toughen my body, so I could face the day's tasks with more spirit. Standing barefoot on stones slick with water, I found a strange tranquility in the roar of the creek. It was as if nature was whispering that life is always moving, always renewing itself, and we can tap into that sense of renewal by embracing these small daily experiences. As you listen to these stories, Dr. Park's footbaths, Matteo's cold water drench, my own encounters with a frigid stream, you may notice a recurring pattern. It's the quiet, consistent habits that end up weaving strength and balance into our lives. You don't have to replicate their routines exactly. In fact, you might create your own ritual that fits seamlessly into your lifestyle. Some people take a mindful walk through a garden at sunrise. Others practice easy yoga poses that loosen tight muscles. The essence is the same. Pick a simple act that respects your body's needs and your soul's longing for connection, then do it daily. That might mean a 2-minute stretch for your calves, a short shoulder massage with warm oil, or 5 deep breaths by an open window. None of these demands specialized equipment or cost large sums of money. They're as accessible as you allow them to be. Yet their impact can be profound. If you stick with them, you might find your muscles relax more quickly, your stress dissipates sooner, and your entire day acquires a gentler pace. Understandably, you could be skeptical. Can warm foot baths or cold showers really lead to more robust health? Well, the examples in these stories show that when such practices become ingrained in a person's morning or evening routine, they can facilitate better sleep, help ward off minor aches, and instill a sense of calm that medication alone often fails to provide. Think of your body as a musical instrument. Daily rituals tune it slightly each time, preventing the buildup of tension that can throw it out of harmony. Also, consider how small daily habits might support mental well-being. Our modern era is marked by constant chatter, screens pinging with notifications, a never-ending list of tasks, and the subtle pressure that time is always slipping away. Introducing a slow, deliberate ritual, like Dr. Park's gentle foot soak or Mateo's bracing water routine, carves out a moment free from that noise. This break in the day can help recenter your thoughts, an effect that's especially precious as the years pass and external demands may grow more complicated, or you simply have fewer close interactions than before. Some older adults find these small acts so uplifting that they expand them into more elaborate routines. For instance, someone who starts with a simple morning foot rub might later explore reflexology or gentle self-massage, learning pressure points that relieve headaches or back pain. Another person who dips their toes into cold water might be inspired to take short, invigorating swims or mild water exercises if they live near a lake or a pool. What begins as a humble, almost trivial step can blossom into a significant part of your lifestyle. The crucial point is consistency. Doing something once in a while won't offer the same benefits as turning it into a dependable practice. Many folks experience a high burst of motivation, adopt a new habit for a few days, and then let it fade. But real transformations typically unfold over weeks and months. If you imagine Dr. Park's decades-long habit of soaking his feet each morning, it's easy to see how that might cultivate resilience throughout his 91 years. Similarly, Mateo's daily cold splash served as a steady anchor for his routine. You might wonder, am I too late to start? The answer is almost always no. Age can present hurdles like stiff joints or heightened sensitivity to temperature changes. Yet even if you adapt the practice, say you soak your feet in lukewarm water instead of hot, or use a gentle, cool rinse instead of ice-cold water, the principle remains. You're investing a few minutes into your physical and emotional health, day after day, thereby offsetting the creeping effects of time and stress. If you want a more formal approach, you might try pairing your ritual with mindful breathing. For instance, as you immerse your feet in warm water, let your inhale and exhale slow down, counting 4 or 5 beats each time. Visualize tension draining from your ankles, calves, and knees. Or if you prefer a cold water routine in the shower, take a moment to focus on how the chill dances across your skin. Don't fight it. Just allow it to bring clarity and refreshment. Over time, these fleeting moments can spark surprisingly deep realizations about your own resilience. That personal resilience extends to the rest of your day. A calm morning can often lead to less irritability, better patience, and improved decision-making. Especially crucial if you're juggling doctor appointments, home responsibilities, or the emotional toll of seeing friends and family grow older. In a sense, you're building a strong internal foundation. Like a gardener who diligently waters plants each dawn, you're nurturing the seeds of longevity within yourself. As your evening approaches, you can also adopt a small ritual to wind down. While the stories in this discussion emphasize morning routines, nighttime habits are equally vital. For instance, you might soak your feet again in warmer water before bed, or do a brief meditation that centers on the day's highlights. Some people prefer gentle stretches to loosen tension built up in the back or shoulders, while others find solace in writing down a few gratitudes in a simple notepad. The principle remains: by devoting a few minutes to purposeful action, you ease your mind into rest and stave off insomnia or anxious thoughts. These daily acts of self-care hold special significance after 60 because the body's capacity to recover from strenuous exercise, inadequate sleep, or poor nutrition often diminishes. But if you maintain a consistent pattern of gentle, attentive habits, you can compensate for these shifts. Over time, you might avoid complications like chronic joint pain, repetitive stress injuries, or the buildup of stress hormones that lead to fatigue and mood swings. Your sense of purpose can also deepen through these ritualistic behaviors. Dr. Park found meaning in teaching foot care. Mato claimed cold water reminded him daily of life's gift. When you adopt something similar, you might discover that it links you to the world around you, be it nature, community, or family. Small acts, performed with intention, encourage a subtle realignment of priorities. Rather than rushing headlong into the day's demands, you pause to honor the body that carries you through the world. Such a pause can even have spiritual dimensions if you choose it to be so. Some treat their foot soak or cold splash as a moment of prayer or reflection, connecting them to something larger. Others remain purely practical, relishing the physical sensations. The beauty of these routines is how adaptable they are to each individual's beliefs and circumstances. By now, you might be curious about creating a new morning or evening habit for yourself. The simplest way is to pick something that resonates with you. Maybe you live near a beach and can take a short walk to the water. Or perhaps you'd rather place a soft towel in a quiet corner at home for a brief foot massage. If you enjoy the crisp shock of cold water, a quick rinse in the shower may set the tone for your day. If you prefer warmth, a small basin with fragrant herbs might become your new best friend. Give it a chance. Set a gentle alarm 10 or 15 minutes earlier. Prepare whatever you need: a small stool, a kettle for heating water, or a herbal mix. Think of the routine as a gift rather than a chore. As the days roll by, you could find that you eagerly anticipate that little oasis of calm, even if the rest of your schedule is packed or stressful. Should you skip a day, approach it with understanding rather than guilt. Simply resume the next day. The long-term impact emerges from consistency, not perfection. Thank you for staying with me through these reflections. My hope is that something here lights a spark in you to embrace or revisit the power of small daily rituals. They don't promise magic or immortality, yet they hold the potential to brighten each morning and soothe each night, guiding you toward a healthier, more serene life, especially if you're navigating the changes that come with age. In a world that's often too busy and too loud, these gentle moments can anchor you in what truly matters. Before we wrap up, I invite you once again to type the phrase, "I welcome a life of lasting energy," in the comments. By doing so, you're affirming your readiness to try out a new daily practice or reinforce one you've already been meaning to adopt. And if you haven't already, please consider subscribing to this channel for more ideas on living fully, both physically and mentally, well into your later years. Don't forget to tap the like button if these suggestions resonated with you. Each small gesture helps more people discover these tips, possibly leading them to the same sense of renewed well-being you can find. I wish you a life enriched by simple, meaningful rituals, ones that keep your body strong, your mind clear, and your spirit light. Even if your morning begins with just a couple of minutes in warm water, or your evening ends with a short reflection on the day's gratitude, you may be astonished at how quickly these moments weave together into a life of deeper contentment.